Oli the Goalie Tech Reviews. I was reading through the Discord forum today and noticed that there was a post in regards to an update to some of the projector models, including the Ultimate and a few others. So I thought I'd go in and check and see. Apparently it takes the user mode and eliminates that and makes all of the adjustments manageable through just the normal, vivid or whatever setting. And then something about moving the 3D to a more accessible place on the menu system and that sort of thing. So let's turn off the lights and turn on the projector. And let's see what we got. We'll get out of here. Let's go to settings. Have a sip of Java while I wait. All settings. Oh yeah. All right, so let's go down into projector. No, sorry. We're going to go to system, about, and system update. So that's where you're going to go. Of course, make sure you're connected to your home network, etc. Hit your system update. It will scan, do its thing, and tell you that you're up to date. Well, I'm not really sure, so let's redo it again. Let's go to restart. And let's just see if that will fix the problems. Main settings. Again, about. So system, about, system update. I'm going to guess that it just hasn't reached Canada yet. So, yeah, that's kind of a point in this video. I guess we will do it again another time when it does come in. One more time. And one more time. And one more time. Okay, so no update. All right, guys, so I'm back up. As it turns out, I took apart the tripod, took the camera off, put everything away, and then realized by going into I thought, you know what, I'm going to go into settings. So I went into settings, and I went to the picture mode because I thought, you know what, I just think let's go and take a look at, the settings in here. And the very first thing I noticed was that it had changed. It was different. The ultra brightness, which you can't access right now because of the light brightness, and I'll get to that in a second, was there. And 3D mode was up towards the top now instead of down here buried away. And then picture mode has been moved down to here. So I realized I had actually updated, but automatically, and it ran in the background. So it has updated. So let's go over and review the changes that were made. So obviously the first thing is the addition of this ultra brightness button. Now, the reason I can't get to it right now is because my light brightness has to be turned to full, up to 10, for that button to become accessible. Once it is and you turn it on, you're going to see this message that says screen will reach max brightness and switch to dynamic mode. Fan noise will increase. Confirm. Yes, please. So what you end up with, and this is something I was pleasantly surprised by, is an image that is still very viewable. You'll notice that a lot of these other projectors out there with these office settings or ultra bright settings or dynamic settings, the picture becomes so washed out and really not even worth viewing that it is unacceptable. And with this setting, it actually works quite well. So I'm pretty pleased with that. It's sometimes there are additions in the firmware updates that just absolutely don't make sense. But this one absolutely does. So if I go into light brightness, I'm going to test something here. If I reduce it to 9, does it? It does. It automatically turns off and makes not accessible the ultra brightness setting. So that's great. That's your first big upgrade. The next thing is the 3D mode. Again, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, has been moved up from down, buried around here, up to the top. And what they did, so obviously if you're about to pop a movie in, even though it's only a few seconds, it's a nice addition that instead of having to go into your settings and scroll all the way down to the bottom and get back to where that setting was, it's right up there at the top now. They've moved the picture mode down a little bit, but again, not a huge deal because you're probably not going to adjust the picture mode as much as, say, for example, turn on that 3D mode, depending on whether you watch a lot of 3D movies. When I do content, or you see a lot of videos where people are filming these triple laser projectors and the content looks really saturated in the reds. It's a very red tint image. And, you know, people are always saying, oh, you don't see this in real life. And you don't. When you're in person watching it, you don't see it. But because of the way that the lasers work, their output being so incredibly bright, and then a few technical things like I think there's like something about frequency and all these other kind of things, the camera picks up that brighter red of the triple projectors, so triple lasers. So what's really nice by having this adjustable picture mode within one, as opposed to always having to go from, you know, say I use Vivid all the time, I would have to go into user and go in and adjust that red to reduce that red image so that the image looks better to look at. Well, now I can do it all from within one user setting. So that's pretty nice. Now, I'm going to go down to advanced settings because when I move things around, it will sometimes change things. But there we go. We're okay. We're on user where we want to be. So that's great. So that's kind of the, whoops, I went one too far. The next thing is those picture settings being, the picture mode being down a little further. Everything else is similar. I did notice while I was kind of playing through this, the first time I actually recorded the whole video and realized I didn't have my microphone plugged in. So I had the iPhone mic, and in this home theater room, it's very echoey, and it sounded horrible. So here I am re-recording. When you go into advanced settings, one thing I noticed was this adaptive Luma control, and I just don't know if I've just completely missed this, or if it was there in previous iterations of the software, but I don't think that it was. Now, if you did see this before, or you've noticed this, put it in the comments, please, and let me know, because that's, like I said, something that I wasn't really aware of being able to do. And then, of course, you have your color tuner. We've done these in all of our previous reviews, in the sense of what you can do in the settings. So, anyways, having that color temperature in any of the picture settings is a very nice feature. So, we talked about the change in the way the setup here is, the addition of the adaptive brightness. And think of the adaptive brightness again. I may or may not have mentioned this already. You're camping, you're doing an outdoor movie night. You know, the image is not quite up to par because you're still kind of in twilight. You got a little bit of light out there. So what this does is this allows you to brighten up that image so that you can start your movie at 9 instead of having to wait till 10:30. And as I said, it's an actual watchable adjustment or setting, where a lot of those brightness increases just are not. So that's a pretty cool thing, and I'm happy to see that. One of the other major changes to the software, or the firmware update, is the fact that they have decreased the base level for two things. Obviously, to kind of, you know, I've always been quite happy with the sound. I've never really had a concern. I guess the only thing that I would ever say is that in some sounds, you might get a slight, what almost sounded like a rattle in the case, and that's completely gone now. I mean, again, it was very minimal. It was almost never. It was only at certain bass frequencies, like, very low frequencies. But it seems to be gone now. And then, of course, for a just more equalized sound. And I definitely think they've achieved that. So let's go back a couple of seconds here. We'll let this play. And I'll give you an idea of what I mean by that. So let's turn this down, because you definitely don't need to hear me twice. And here we go. So there's 100%. Literally zero distortion in that sound. So let's get out of here, because I did also have some other songs that I was listening to. So let's go here. Where do we go? Here, it was this one here, I believe. And this will give you a better example. Now, I know you can't, the microphone doesn't pick it up like it does when you're sitting in the room, but it'll give you a general idea. Here, let's kind of go a little forward here. And this is copyright free, by the way. Coming from a little like 8x8 box, that sound is insane, and really it's quite impressive. It is so immersive, so loud, but not obnoxiously loud where it hurts your ears. It's pretty impressive. I mean, they've always had, I thought JMGO have always had incredibly good speaker systems in their units, but the Ultimate with this upgraded firmware has really knocked it out of the park. So that is your bass improvement, and as I said, I think they've done a bang-up job on it. It sounds fantastic and great. Let's go in and we'll do one quick video here. All right, so we'll go down to here and we'll let her rip, because again, I just want you to see how truly incredible the image is on this projector. I was over in Vancouver yesterday for a family Canada Day get-together, and I brought the JMGO N1S 4K to my cousin's place and put it up on in his room. We just kind of put it up on his ceiling, and it was just incredible. Like, we were sitting there watching probably an 80-inch image on his ceiling, just basically sitting it on the floor and using the the gimbal to point it up towards the ceiling. And this is what we were looking at. Like, the image is spectacular. It's insanely just so sharp and detailed, and the color representation is unbelievable. And again, as you know, I haven't tweaked much of the settings. I haven't gone in and adjusted the MEMC and all those other kind of things. This is kind of straight out of the box, and it just is incredible. It really is an amazing projector. So I wanted to end with that, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I would appreciate that. I'm at like 953 subscribers. My goal is to get to 1,000. I'm like 47 away. I would love 47 of you that haven't subscribed. It's free. It takes 5 seconds. Hit the subscription and the bell icon and the notification, and also the thumbs up. The thumbs up really helps because, again, I'm learning this as I go. That increases the ability for people to see my channel and all those kind of things. So if you appreciate my videos, I appreciate you doing that. I hope that you have a great remainder of the week. And we will all talk again soon in the next video. And just thanks so much for watching. Take care.